In higher education today, the most significant challenge that I face is being able to engage with the students individually, and that's knowing them both as individuals and also the cultural and other backgrounds that they've come from. So it's really knowing the students well, and because student numbers can be large, that could be a challenge.
The time pressure. And I think the stress and anxiety levels that we as teaching practitioners are facing and students are facing are some of the biggest challenges that are facing not just universities but also society generally. We know the mental health difficulties and stress levels are rising in the general population, but that's also really, really true within universities, which are a high pressure environment. And I think staff and students really need some extra support and coping strategies to deal with that.
I think one of the most significant challenges that we encounter at the moment as a higher education is looking at the competitiveness in the industry. So we're an education provider, but we're also a business, and looking at how those two sides of our organisation work, and sort of doing more with less and being able to be efficient and effective, and to be able to justify decisions that you've made about your teaching, not just do things because you think they're a good idea, but to be able to demonstrate that they're having a good impact, that students are responding, and that they're cost effective. That's a big challenge.
The most significant challenge I face as a teacher in higher education today is helping my students balance the competing demands of their life alongside their studies. A lot of my students have to work more than did in the past. A lot of them have caring responsibilities or family responsibilities that are actually more kind of immediate and fundamental to them than the academic work that I need them to do. So helping my students to balance what their degree needs them to do with what they need to do for the rest of their life, I think is quite a big challenge for all of us involved.
I think my most significant challenge that I face in my role is that I'm being pulled in lots of different directions all the time. So I coordinate 2 programs, and I'm also a teacher at the same time, and I also have some pressure with scholarship and that sort of thing. So I think that being pulled in lots of different directions is really challenging, and I often have to remind myself that the teaching is the most important thing.
I think one of the biggest challenges we all face in higher education today is not knowing stuff, right? So being aware that in the modern world we are not the repositories of knowledge which we pass on to students, but actually getting comfortable with the fact that the students are going to find out stuff you've not heard of and ask questions you never thought of asking. And you've got to have the maturity and the discipline, if you like, to be able to tell the students, I don't know, that's interesting, because tell me more about it.